What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well on this beautiful day and are excited for today's video. Today, I will talk about my predictions for the National League this season. And I know, it's a little late, but I made these predictions before the season started, and I would still like to share them with you. Corrupted files and copyright issues were the main cause of this delay, and therefore I'd like to apologize. Nonetheless, I hope you guys will still enjoy this video. In the next video, I would like to zoom in a little bit more on a specific player or a certain team. So let me know in the comments who you want me to highlight. Now it's time to talk baseball, so here we go. The first division in the National League I am going to predict is the NL East, and I love this division. I think this division is very competitive with a lot of expectations and aspirations. The rivalries within this division are great to watch, and I think it's one of the better things Major League Baseball has to offer. Let's dive into it. In fifth place, I have the Washington Nationals, and the Nationals just suck. They aren't good, the moves they make are awful, and I feel bad for their amazing fan base. When I was preparing this video, searching highlights, I knew I was going to put the Nats in last place, but I didn't realize how bad the situation really is. I don't really know what to say about them either, like a very quiet offseason once again, no signs of caring about winning, just straight up shithousery from a very ignorant organization. Every time the Nationals have something good going, they just immediately trade him away. Like, look at Soto, look at Scherzer, look at Trey Turner, look at Schwarber, and even Cal Finnegan. Mackenzie Gore now as well, by the way. I can all name them from the top of my head. The only good thing this organization has right now is James Wood, and the first 6 years of his Major League career will be wasted in the capital of the country, winning 60 games a year. To have Miles Mikolas as your frontline starter in 2026 is flat out embarrassing. Nationals fans, I'm sorry. Nationals front office, get your shit together.
The fuck?
Finishing in fourth place, I have the Miami Marlins. The Marlins aren't very good either, but they also aren't that bad. The Marlins organization doesn't spend a ton of money, but that is mostly because they don't really have any. Miami is known for producing and developing very good Major League talent, and then trading those pieces away in one of the most horrible trades the world has ever seen. Looking at the roster, I don't see the Marlins making any noise this year. I just hope they can continue to develop and make a leap forward so they are able to compete in the upcoming years. Kyle Stowers is a guy with a lot of potential. I think Xavier Edwards can be a major leaguer for a long time. Their catcher, I believe his name is Agustin Ramirez, has some upside in his game. The bullpen is alright, but there are a lot of question marks regarding the starting pitching. I don't think that a lot of teams will be very excited to play the Marlins this year, but there is no way the Phillies, Mets, and Braves will just finish beneath Miami in 2026. And from here on, it gets immensely tough. I decided to go with the Atlanta Braves in third place. And before I tell you why, I have to say that I love the Braves organization. It's a historic franchise with an iconic logo and jersey. I love the way they want to play the game. I love the way the front office has operated in recent years. If I didn't have my family history resonating from Michigan, I would probably be a Braves fan. Okay, so let's get into why I think the Braves will finish third. The sole reason is actually that I think the other two teams are ahead of Atlanta right now. Although it would not be a shocker if the Braves still run away with this division. Last year was their worst year in a decade, mostly caused by injuries. I pray to the baseball gods that the Braves will be healthier this year. Overall, this team is still very good to me. Offensively, they stand out compared to the rest of the league with the likes of Austin Riley, Matt Olson, and of course Ronald Acuna Jr., who is a top 5 player in the league when healthy. I think the Braves' success will depend on their non-superstars, if you can call them that way. When Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies, and pitchers like Spencer Strider and Reynaldo Lopez can stay healthy and produce, this team still has the potential to go to the NLCS. In this case, I hope I end up being wrong, but just right now it feels too risky to put Atlanta above the Mets and the Phillies. I don't like this. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to have to find my peace with this one. In second place, I have last year's division winners, the Philadelphia Phillies. Again, I don't feel that confident about this prediction, but I also don't feel really confident about the Phillies, man. They didn't really add this winner, which I think is necessary to go to the World Series, but they also didn't lose anyone significant. It feels like time is running out for the Phils, and this might be one of the final years of their window. There was also some internal buzz in the Phillies organization regarding Dave Dombrowski and Bryce Harper, which also doesn't sound very good. I am really intrigued to see what the Phillies have to offer this year. After all, the Phillies are still very dangerous despite the projected regression. The pitching staff is very good and will get even better when Zach Wheeler is back and healthy. The bullpen is probably the best in the sport, and there is no lacking of experience whatsoever. Philly kinda needs to win a championship, or the Philly fanatic might lose its sanity. Now that would be bad for baseball. That means I have the New York Mets winning the East. Nope, that doesn't sound good to me at all. But this is my prediction. The Mets had a weird offseason. Everyone talked about it being good, but it was just very weird to me. At first, you let Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz walk, plus you trade away Brandon Nimmo, 3 fan favorites in New York, by the way. That kind of led to Steve Cohen rage spending on Bo Bichette and Jorge Polanco, and then trading for an ace in Freddie Peralta and a new center fielder in Luis Robert. The Mets are better than last year, but not by that much. I have my doubts with Devin Williams, and the bullpen in general feels very, very fragile. The Mets do need their stars to produce from the get-go and can't afford to start off slow. This division is way too competitive to start the season struggling. I do want to give a little shout out to my dog Nolan McLean. This guy is an absolute beast, and I think he will do very well in his first full Major League season. The guy looks fine as hell, and his sweeper is even sicker. Can't wait for Nolan to show the world what pitching is. Hi guys, this is Fons from the future, and I have a little question for you guys. If you guys can guess how many DRS both New York teams will put up in 2026, I'll be giving away a baseball hat of your choice. Submit your answer in the comment section and subscribe to participate. Okay, let's continue with the video. Moving on to the NL Central. For me, this has been the most boring division the last couple of years, but I'm expecting some big changes in who's going to be good and who's not. But yeah, I've never been really excited about this division. In 5th place, I have the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals have been good at baseball as long as I can remember, but not this season. Although they haven't really called it that way. The Cardinals never seem to call their season a rebuilding season, but they are kind of in a rebuild mode, and I believe they should tear it down even more. In the offseason, the Cardinals traded away pitcher Sonny Gray and catcher Wilson Contreras to the Red Sox. They traded away Gold Glover Nolan Arenado to the Diamondbacks and Brendan Donovan to the Mariners. St. Louis got some solid prospects in return, but those aren't Major League ready bats or arms by any means. Top prospect JJ Weatherholt will probably get a lot of time in the big leagues this year, so that is still a reason to go to the ballpark. But besides that, it is looking really rough. Unfortunately, this stuff happens in baseball, but it feels like it's going to be a year to forget for the Cardinals. In 4th place, I ultimately decided to go with the Milwaukee Brewers, last year's division winners. Again, a very bold prediction from my side, but I'm not gonna lie. The Brewers got worse, and to me, it felt like last year they were outperforming themselves by a lot. The Brewers are another organization that tends to spend very little, but trading your ace in Freddie Peralta after getting to the NLCS is something I will never understand. I get it, the return was good, but you should be making moves to win now, not in 2 to 3 years. The upside for the Brewers is that they have a very young team with not a lot of pending free agents, something they can really build off. The pitching is very solid, just as the defense is, but I think offensively this team has some shortcomings. Also, I don't know how long Christian Yelich can keep it up like recent years. Shout out my guy Sal Frelick though, I really love him. It's not like I think this team is going to stink per se, I am just expecting more out of the other teams. In 3rd place, I have the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I'm expecting a better year for the Pirates, and that is solely because they actually made the moves to get better. This offseason, Pittsburgh has added much needed bats via the likes of Brandon Lau, Ryan O'Hearn, and Marcell Ozuna. They also added the password Garcia and bolstered the bullpen with Gregory Soto and Mason Montgomery. Pitching has to be the main successor for the Pirates. Paul Skeens is the 2nd best pitcher in the world, you know who's first, but there are big expectations from the rest of the rotation as well. Bubba Chandler is one of baseball's top prospects, and Braxton Ashcraft is also needed to eat up a lot of innings. Offensively, I really think the Pirates have improved, and I think it can be sneakily good if they can take a little bit more walks and strike out a little less. O'Neal Cruz is the prime example for that, and if he can have a little better understanding of the strike zone, he is due to break out big time. Another guy I'm really looking forward to watch is Henry Davis. He's a former #1 overall pick, and he's projected to be the backup catcher. But his time is really running out in Pittsburgh. The dude was a highly touted prospect, but it hasn't come together in the big leagues thus far. I always like a good underdog story. Come on, Henry, prove everyone wrong.
Change? Yeah, big change.
In second place, I have the Cincinnati Reds, and boy, do I like this team. I expect big things from Cincinnati, and I'm going to tell you why. Great American Ballpark is a hitter-friendly stadium to say the least, and they added big-time power by bringing back Eugenio Suarez. The Reds didn't lose anyone significant. It's a young team, and I expect them to take the next step, led by Ellie De La Cruz. But this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you in this entire video. The Reds pitching staff is going to surprise a lot of people, and one pitcher in particular is going to do that. We all know Hunter Green is a top 10 pitcher when healthy, but I am telling you, mark my words, Chase Burns is going to be this year's breakout star. All the underlying metrics tell me this guy is going to have a monster year, and I could not be more excited to see this guy perform this year. Trust me, this guy is going to be very, very good. The rest of the rotation is also more than capable to eat innings and win games. Andrew Abbott, Brady Singer, and Nick Lodolo are established major league pitchers. If I had to pick one team to be underrated and watch out for in the entire league, I would go with Cincinnati. And to finish off this division, I have the Chicago Cubs winning the National League Central. The Cubs are all over the field one of the stronger teams in the National League. Last year there were already promising signs, but I believe this year will be the year the Cubs will take the next step and will compete for a spot in the World Series. The Cubbies had in my eyes a good, not great offseason. It could have been great if they added another starting pitcher, but they still addressed most of their needs. The Cubs pulled the trigger on Alex Bregman, signing the two-time world champion to a 5-year deal, and added Edward Cabrera as a much-needed rotation arm. I would have loved it if the Cubs would have gotten another starter like Zach Gallen or even Chris Bassett. The rotation is fine for now and will get even better when Justin Steele returns from injury, but it could have been better in my opinion. Offensively, the Cubs are a real threat and the defense will be on display everywhere throughout the diamond. I'm not even going through stats here, I'm just naming the projected lineup. Michael Busch, Alex Bregman, Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Pete Crow-Armstrong, Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, Moises Ballesteros, and Carson Kelly. Quality all over the field and no weaknesses whatsoever. Legs will be shaking on opposing teams.
Oh, the fisherman's got him!
And he'll fry them into fish sticks!
Now we got the 6th and final division in Major League Baseball, and that is the National League West. This division has the best and worst team in the league, so there are very big differences in quality, and that's why I feel like this is a very easy division to predict, and not that spectacular to watch in the regular season. In 5th place, I have the Colorado Rockies. Yeah, the Rockies are the worst team in baseball, and it's not close. I mean, last year they were historically bad, and it won't be significantly better this year. Last year, the Colorado Rockies ranked 23rd in average, last in on-base percentage, 27th in OPS, 29th in runs scored, and 25th in home runs. That is insanely bad. Pitching-wise, it was even worse. Hear me out. The Rockies ranked dead last in ERA, WHIP, K per 9, hits per 9, home runs per 9, and defensively also last in defensive runs saved. I'm not gonna lie, if you trot out a random PE class from the Netherlands, you would probably see better numbers than that. My God. The Rockies did sign some guys to 1-year deals, but there is no way these players are going to have any impact, as most of them are pitchers that are very susceptible for the home run. They pitch in Coors Field most of the time, so yeah, that's not going to work out very well. To all the Rockies fans out there, I wish you good luck. I hope you can stay well throughout the year. But yeah, sorry, your team is going to suck this year. This might be a surprise to some, but I have the San Diego Padres finishing in 4th place. Over the last couple of years, the Padres have handed some insane contracts, and now it starts to kind of backfire on them. Dylan Cease, Luis Arias, Robert Suarez, and Ryan O'Hearn all left in free agency, and there were no real replacements brought back for them. They were able to retain Michael King, which is huge, but that doesn't fix this offseason, as the Padres took a real hit between seasons. The starting lineup for the Padres is still very good, but once one of those guys gets injured, it starts to get really ugly really fast. No team survives the entire season without injuries, so I'm expecting a down year for the Padres. Their window is coming to a close, and their contract structures are very bad, as I mentioned before. Don't get me wrong here, players like Machado and Tatis have so much individual quality, and the pitching is still very good, so I don't expect a disastrous year. Just a little step back. I'd say 75 to 80 wins for the Padres this year. And by the way, don't expect any prospects coming through, as AJ Preller signed an extension this offseason. If you're in that Padres organization and 23 years or younger, you better have your suitcase ready. In third place, just finishing above the Padres, I have the San Francisco Giants. The Giants are quite the same as last year, when they finished at exact 81 wins, aka a 500 season. And that feels quite fair for them. The Giants really didn't lose anyone besides Justin Verlander, who was very unlucky throughout the first 4 months, so it's not like that was a very big blow to them. The Giants added Luis Arias and Harrison Bader on the offensive side, securing about 1,100 at-bats for 2026. It doesn't add a lot of power, but it does help getting guys on base. Pitching-wise, Tyler Mahle and Adrian Hauser were added as backhand starters. Again, I don't really expect much, but it certainly doesn't make them worse. The best way to put it for the Giants is that they are a 500 team. Finishing above 500 would be good, below 500 would be bad. Can't get any easier.
Seems to me somebody's trying to bury you in here. No shit, Sherlock.
In second place, I have the Arizona Diamondbacks. Another kind of surprising move by me, but I like taking risks and I feel actually very good about this. The Diamondbacks were one of my favorite teams to watch last year, especially in the first half of the season. But then they had some injuries and some bad luck, and ultimately finished just below 500. But don't get fooled by that, because the D-backs are insanely talented, and if everyone can stay as healthy as possible, this team has a very high upside. The first 4 hitters in Perdomo, Marte, Carroll, and Gabriel Moreno are studs, and if guys like maybe Pavin Smith, Jordan Lawler, and Alec Thomas can cut down on the strikeouts just a bit, this is a lethal offense. Probably top 10 in the sport. Arizona's big weakness is pitching. According to Fangraphs, no starting pitcher is projected to have an ERA below 4, which in my mind is mostly caused because of the lack of swing and miss in the rotation. Once Merrill Kelly returns, it will get a little bit more stable, but it remains to be seen if this pitching staff can hold it together in an offensively very strong division. The Diamondbacks bullpen is also just very unstable, but I hope it has the potential to be decent. Although I really can't deny the fact that there are some guys in there that can also function as batting practice for the opposing team. Again, it's a very bold move to put them in second place, but I feel like it will come more together this year for the Diamondbacks. And obviously, in first place, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. This is not even a prediction anymore, this is just how it's going to be. If anyone ever tells you the Dodgers aren't winning the West, you have my permission to just slap them in the face straight up. Again, there is really nothing special to point out here. This is the best lineup in baseball. It's the best rotation in baseball. Arguably the best bullpen in baseball. And it is for sure the highest payroll in baseball.
Fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons.
They had 1 or 2 weaknesses coming off back-to-back World Series wins, and they addressed that by signing a top 10 right fielder in Kyle Tucker and the best closer in the sport in Edwin Diaz. I'd say just enjoy the rest of the clips. This is just a treat to watch, man. I'm going for a 100-win season for the Dodgers. Before I head out, I do like to say that I think that the Dodgers aren't ruining baseball by any means. It's the other 24 to 26 teams that refuse to spend and go all in. There are so many things that current front offices are doing wrong, and it's going to fuck over the 2027 season, which is terrible for every single stakeholder involved. That's why I have to tell you guys to enjoy this season. It's going to be a very fun and competitive one, and I hope you guys will follow me along this channel, as I will be posting all sorts of content throughout the year. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. And just like Freddy, I say bye-bye.